You know that uncle that's always like, tell him I ain't got it, dog. I ain't got it, dog. I ain't got it today. What's up, Steelers? Thanks for tuning back into another Keep It Real with DanieSteel. I was ready to roll, you know, and then I had like a full-on allergy attack. Such is life. So, I'm gonna give you what I can give you, okay? So, I wanna talk about something that I feel like a lot of people don't talk about. And I feel like I've seen a lot of people with this problem. So I've known a few people who've had it, including myself. So I don't see why people don't talk about it more. And that problem is, of course, as you've seen from the title of this video, biting your cheek. There's a technical medical term for it, which I will put here. We're gonna refer to it as biting your cheek, okay? I started biting my cheek probably in high school, undergrad. Growing up in foster care, not having basic necessities and stuff, I mean, it's inevitable. Biting your cheek is something that, if you're like, what do you mean biting your cheek, right? Because like everyone that's watching this is so healthy and they have no problems and they're perfect. I'm joking. But anyways, maybe you don't know what I mean when I say biting one's cheek. I mean literally the inside of your cheek, the flesh of your cheek, you're taking it between your teeth, right? And gnawing at the skin and therefore the flesh of the cheek. So that's something that I noticed that I started doing high school, undergrad area. I can't recall exactly when, but I remember being a teenager and noticing it was a problem. Biting your cheek is something that has to do with anxiety and obsessive compulsiveness, and is a mental disorder, as you can see, if it interferes with your life and is causing you harm. And if you've been doing it for a long time, it can and will interfere with your life and cause you harm. I know for myself, when I started noticing I was doing it as a teenager, I was like, oh, I don't want people to see me doing this. If you're biting your cheek, you're doing something like this to get access to, right, the skin in your cheek. If that's not enough, you would be literally taking your hand and pushing it so that, right, you can chew on your cheek. And the way that this has worked for me, I could never really say or control when I would feel compelled to start biting my cheek, but I would. I noticed that it was oftentimes when I was alone or when there was a moment to be still, right? Let's keep that in mind. In moments of stillness, I would do this. If you have an appointment and you have somewhere to be and you are compelled to bite the inside of your cheek until you deem it a good time to stop. That's what I experienced, right? So I wasn't just like, I'm gonna bite the inside of my cheek a little bit. Oh, okay, there we go, right? That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about doing biting the inside of your cheek. I'm like, oh, am I immature? Okay, we're talking about biting the inside of your cheek until it's bleeding, until you've caused yourself physical harm. These are the people that I'm talking to. You know who I'm talking to because you're doing it. I will implore you, at the very least, if you feel like you're not in a situation where you can take a walk, or you can go to the gym and work out, or you can even get something to eat or something to drink, right? I would implore you, just even listen to this video and stop biting your cheek because you're hurting yourself. And this is one of the reasons why I wanted to do this channel, is because I felt like when I learn things, I can grow from things. I did this for years, and my husband would say, stop biting your cheek, stop biting your cheek. And it was the only voice that I had that was telling me to do that. If I didn't have literally his outside voice telling me to do that, it would have gotten bad for me. And I would bite the inside of my cheek until it was bleeding, until the pain was like, whoa, this is painful. And that's when I would do it up to that point. And it's because of nervousness, anxiety, obsessive compulsiveness. Let's go back to, why would I do this in times of stillness? Why not when I was at work, right? Because I'm at work and I'm focusing on something. something else that I have to do. But when I had my alone time, it was like, okay, well, I don't want to focus on what's going on in here, obviously. So let's cause a different distraction. And let's start focusing on, weird random things. I worked with a woman once who would bite her cheeks, and she had scars on her face from it. She had visible, deep scars on her face from doing this. And I know she was a mother, and from what I could see, it looked like she had a hard life. And it was a white lady that I worked with, job at the mall kind of situation. And I was thinking, like, maybe as a mother, she just needs a break. She's working this job and I'm working this job. And, I was, in my 20s, and I felt so unhappy at that point. So I thought her as a mother at her age, maybe she just needs a break. You don't want it to get to that point, and I would think about that. But it's still hard to stop. You gotta think about your worth. You gotta remind yourself of what you're worth. And you don't deserve to be in pain. And also, like I said, back to why I wanted to start this channel, because the more I learn, the more that I can help myself. I looked this up and realized, oh, this is a medical condition. It's not something that, like, I'm this, like, outside weirdo. Okay, maybe I am. There's nothing wrong with being a weirdo. Freak! You're the only one that's doing this and will ever do this, and you clearly have a problem and you should hate yourself. Like, it's not this thing. This is something that people experience and people have experienced. Taking negative stigmas off of things is so important. And when you research things and find out, hey, it's not abnormal that I would do this under these circumstances and under these conditions. That's not abnormal, and I would constantly be around people that I felt their lives were perfect, or a lot better and easier than mine, and socioeconomically and or in other ways that they were. But even they could be susceptible. No matter how you grow up, you could be susceptible to this condition, because it's something that your body does as a nervous habit in reaction to stress and anxiety, and is a obsessive compulsive habit that end up doing to yourself. I just want to bring more awareness to that. Like I said, I've known people have done it. I've seen people that do it. And I know that for myself, every day that I don't, I pat myself on the back, because it's an easy way to disengage. People really don't understand how much we want to disengage. Escapism is huge part of society and a part of our life. We don't want to deal with the problems. But if no one else is going to tell you the way that my husband so kindly, and maybe not always so kindly, tell me, because he would get very frustrated that this person that he cares about is hurting themselves. But again, he didn't understand the condition because he didn't bother to look it up. I did the research like I always do. Like, this can't be this abnormal, right? And what I discovered is it's not this hugely uncommon thing. But self-awareness is key. Self-awareness is key. You can't just be like, oh, it's something I do. Oh, well, I do it. No, look it up, research. Why am I doing this? Well, clearly because I have a lot of stress in my life, and then focus on getting that stress out of your life and getting yourself healthy, right? Because you're biting your cheek. Are the people that you're bending over backwards for, are they biting their cheek? You know what I'm saying? Take care of yourself. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave me a comment below. Let me know if this is something that you're dealing with. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye.